millions of years they say occurred, and who are trying to explain the world without God so they do not have to be morally accountable to Him. Who are we going to really believe? Are we going to believe the shamans of our present scientific age, or are we going to believe the Word of God? Well, the problem did not begin with Darwin, and Ernst Mayr is quite accurate in his statement way back in 1972. Professor of zoology at Harvard University, one of the greatest evolutionists of the 20th century, an atheist until his death at the age of 100. And he said, "The Darwinian revolution began when it became obvious that the earth was very ancient rather than having been created only 6,000 years ago. This finding was the snowball that started the whole avalanche." So in this year of Darwin, we need to understand that the problem didn't start with Darwin. We should have a year of Charles Lyell, and that probably the evolutionists will have one of those. Because it was the millions of years idea that gave Darwin, supposedly, the time he needed for his evolutionary story. So Darwinian evolution, a religion of death. It's built on death, and it leads to death. It destroys the Bible's teaching on the curse. It assaults the character of God. It destroys faith in the gospel and its future blessed hope. It destroys meaning and morality, and it undermines the reliability and authority of the Bible. And so these ideas are deadly lies. And we live in a world today that says we can't trust the Bible because it's a scientific age. And that Bible is being bombarded by this scientism, this Darwinian revolution that caused a murder. And most of the church is saying, don't worry about that. We don't need to worry about those holes. Just trust in Jesus. But the non-Christian world says, you can't trust the Jesus of the Bible if you can't trust the first part of the Bible. And so we need to have answers. We need to be always ready to make a defense for the hope that is in us, and to do so with gentleness and reverence. If you're here tonight and you have accepted the idea of millions of years, if you're a Christian, I urge you to think about what you've just heard. Because this is not a little side issue. This whole issue of origins, and particularly the age of the earth, is striking at the very foundations and the heart and the hope of the Christian faith. And we cannot compromise here. And if you're not a Christian, I urge you to get a Bible and start reading and talk to somebody and ask them to explain the gospel to you, because there is a God in heaven. He did create this world. He did judge this world. He did send His Son to die on the cross, and He is coming again in judgment to judge the living and the dead. And you cannot escape Him. And you don't need to. He loves you. He sent His Son to die for you. And He wants you to be reunited to Him in fellowship. And so I urge you to think about this.